So in 1840, Philadelphian Henry Disston began a manufacturing career, a tool manufacturing career that is largely unsurpassed by any. He primarily made saws just like this one. He made hand saws, he made single-person saws, he made two-man crosscut saws. Those two-man crosscut saws out in the woods were referred to as misery whips for good reason. And those saws went by the hundreds of thousands into the southern longleaf forest to help timber that forest to the point of deforestation. Now, Disston established the Keystone Saw Works early on, and later the Disston Saw Works in about 1872. One of the things that made him so successful was his competitive edge. While his competitors still imported steel from England, Disston created his own steel furnace and made his own steel, and that gave him the edge. In his zenith, Disston employed about 2,500 people, and 195 of those were women. The women in the Disston plant made these wonderful applewood handles. Every one of them is made of applewood. And they made them, cut them, affixed them, and finished them. Now, the Disston family is really important and integral to the history of the state of Florida. Disston had several sons, one of whom was Hamilton Disston. And Hamilton Disston came to Florida in the 1870s. He was an industrialist and a real estate developer, and he saw lots of opportunity to buy lots of land. And boy, did he buy lots of land. He bought 4 million acres of the state of Florida from Orlando south, and he bought it in a state that was largely depressed after the Civil War, and he bought it for $1/4 an acre. Now, Hamilton Disston's idea was to drain his acreage, drain the Everglades, which he owned, and to turn it into truck farming parcels. He would cut up the acreage and sell it to folks who would farm it. It didn't work. And for the sake of the Everglades, it's a good thing that it didn't work. Hamilton Disston went away having to sell his property at a loss. And he died with an estate of only about $100,000. He also died with the second largest insurance policy that the country had ever known at $1 million. This saw came to me from a friend in upstate New York. It's a showpiece. It's a museum piece. That's a piece of American history.